Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I'm WolfStalker25, and today I got a different kind of video for you guys. Today's more of a discussion video about some upcoming stuff that I found out probably about back in November. I saw a Reddit post, and I saw a Target post, or not Target, a Twitter post about this, about some of these figures appearing in Target. And if you're like me, and you were born in the late 90s, and you were an early 2000s kid, mid 2000s kid, everything like that, you're probably a fan of a lot of really cool cartoons, anime, stuff like that. You know, you're a Pokemon, Digimon, Yu-Gi-Oh, Dragon Ball, you know, whatever it may be, fan of stuff. And you know, now's the time where we're actually getting a lot of these things as really cool action figures. You got Jazzware making really cool Pokemon stuff. You got Bandai with the model kits and everything like that going on with Digimon. And now I found out back in September of last year, 2021, apparently a company named Phatmojo was named the Yu-Gi-Oh Master Toy Partner, something along those lines, and they're making Yu-Gi-Oh toys. So I'm gonna bring up a picture on screen right now. This is a set of the phase 1 series 1 of like the original of the 3 first duelist figures that they're making. Now a couple little things I do want to note really quick to you guys before we start flipping through some of the photos here that I actually found on Reddit and other places. I don't have any of the sources where I got these from because I found all these like a month ago. But I sent them to my friend Nate over at Out of the Basement. We talked about it or whatever. And these ones look interesting. Now here's one thing to note. The duelists here, the series 1 of duelists, are $15 each. They are about 4.5 to 5 inches tall, and then there's going to be another set of figures that they're doing that are $25. They're 7 inches tall, and they're like the duel monsters that they're doing. So I'm really excited about all that. From what I've heard, and rumor has it, they might be Target exclusive, and I've heard they're already appearing in some Targets, at least for the duelist. I don't know about the duel monsters yet. And the duelist are kind of in like the NECA anime section, wherever that may be in your store, usually by the electronics, I think, like back wall of the electronics. But so one thing I do want to talk about with these guys, from what I found out about the duelists, is you can't really tell in this, like, this is like a digital render. They don't look the best. I'll say that right now. I've seen images of them in box, and Joey definitely looks the worst. Yugi kind of looks the best of the 3, but they're not very good. One thing that you do need to note, there are accessories that you get, these extra hands, stuff like that. The hands all rotate, the head rotates, and the arms are single jointed, and I believe they have a joint at the shoulder where they could like hinge up and down or whatever, and they could spin or rotate or whatever. There's no other rotation on these things besides that. There's no leg rotation, no torso rotation, nothing like that. It's just like stiff figure going all throughout here. The dual discs do pop off, so that's all your 3 figures here. Here's a look at Joey in the packaging from what I found. I did see some eBay listings for a couple of these, so I snatched a couple images from there just to like show. But you can see Joey right here. There is a joint right here. The arms do come, and the dual disc is smaller. One thing that I might do with these guys is here's an individual render of Joey. One thing I might do with these guys, I might get Yugi. I'm probably gonna try and get maybe all 3. I'm not sure. $15 a piece maybe, but I've had the thought process of, with Yugi, I kind of want the dual disc as a accessory for like maybe Marvel Legends or something else, just like mess around with. I've thought about doing the selfie series figure and have a dual disc for myself, and maybe the Millennium Puzzle. One thing I did find out though, the Millennium Puzzle doesn't come off Yugi. It's only like this half of a chain, and it like attaches there. So I've thought about maybe like snipping the chain off of the puzzle and getting like my own individual like small maybe bracelet or necklace style chain that could fit through the puzzle, and then make it for 6-inch scale figures with the Millennium Puzzles like an accessory for them, something like that maybe. Here's an image of Kaiba in the box. You know, the eyes don't look very great. I really don't have a lot of hope and faith in these series 1 of the duelists. It's really disappointing that there's no articulation throughout the leg. And one thing that's really deceiving here is you see the Millennium Puzzle and it looks all metallic-y. It's really not that metallic-y, and it is attached fully. Like it shows here, it looks separated, but I'm hoping I could just detach it and make like a custom removable one on a chain. I've thought about maybe if there's a way to like actually like, you know, try and find a way to like cut a hole through the sides of the legs and maybe like make a pin that could like shoot through, and then like cut the legs in half and make the legs have like just a single joint or something like that, or do like the Figma style of a ball joint, like bore into it and like put a ball joint type thing in there. I don't know if it would work. But for wave one of the monsters, we have these here. You have Blue Eyes. It's just a kind of, oh, it's really small. Let me see. There we go. There we go. That's better. So Blue Eyes, that's just a render of it, not the best. Then you got this image here of him in box, and this one looks pretty cool though. Like you could see, it looks like there's at least a joint here somewhere. It looks like there might be a joint in the hips. I'm not sure. Wings look like they should be able to move too. So these look kind of cool. These are supposed to be like $25 a piece and supposed to be 7 inches tall. So I'm really excited about that, but it doesn't look like the mouth can hinge shut. So hopefully these are good. I do intend on getting this Blue Eyes. I might even try and get 3 just to have the 3 of them with Kaiba. And then another surprising one is they're doing the Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. This is just, I think, just a digital render. Here's an image of it in box, which another funny thing, apparently Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon is in the Wing Dragon Ra box by mistake, and Wing Dragon Ra is in the Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon box. But yeah, you can see Phatmojo, they're making it. There's an exclusive card, but it's just like, it's not a trading card for Yu-Gi-Oh! It's just like a random one like McFarlane kind of does. But like it looks like the heads here also rotate on the Blue Eyes. I don't know. I'm not sure what rotation comes on these guys. Another one they're doing, Exodia. Interesting. Like from the render, you don't see any joints. And then in the box, it looks like this is a double and or single joint here. Same thing here. No torso articulation. So maybe the knees are jointed, maybe they're not. Can't tell if the wrists all swiveled. No accessories, it looks like. So $25 for Exodia. It looks good though, as like maybe a little statue piece. Another one, Wing Dragon Ra. Don't know if these are all series 1 or what, but there are 6 dual monsters total and 3 duelists. Wing Dragon Ra, like I said, came in that Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon box for some reason. And here you could definitely see Ra looks like he's got a hinge at the elbow. He does look like he has a knee joint, possibly an ankle, maybe shoulders here, and then the wings look like they're like either off or they like pop in or something like that. Might even have a hip joint here. I'm not sure, but Ra looks pretty good, at least from the image we could see. Another one they're doing, Obelisk. I'm actually really excited for this one. This one looks really cool. Again with him, it looks like there's definitely a joint here because you can see the peg there. So there is a single joint for the elbow. The wrists, can't tell if they look like they have a swivel on them or not. Can't really see the leg, but it looks like there might be a joint there. No idea about the ankles. Head probably has rotation, but it looks like everything else might be very statue-like. I'm not sure. And then the last one that they're doing for the dual monsters that we know of is Slifer the Sky Dragon. So another really cool one. I'm actually really excited about this one too. This one would look really good, I think, with like the Rayquaza Pokemon Jazzware Select, like Series 1 or 2 figure. I think he'd look really cool there. So that's everything that they have announced. Well, not announced. This isn't really announced anywhere. This was like found online. And I found these on, Reddit, Twitter. Twitter, I did see that they were appearing in Target, at least for the Duelist people found them. And they're obviously on eBay, so I'm assuming they're out there in the wild. But now that I've told you guys, I've shown you all this stuff, the price point, the sizes, 5.5 inch, 4.5 inch scale for the Duelist. The Duel Monsters are 7 inch scale, $25 for them, $15 for the other ones. Here's a little bit of like a wish list of what I would want to see them going forward do. So Duelist wise, here's some ones that I would want. These are some good options I feel like they could pick from. You got Yusei from 5Ds, Jack Atlas, Zane, Alexis, and Jaden from GX, and then you got some other classics from the original Yu-Gi-Oh! You got Pegasus, Mai, and Merrick. Merrick, you have 2 options. You could go Yami Merrick, which is the crazy one here, and then you could go the normal, more tamed version. I'd personally prefer both, but I could see them doing this one first. What I realistically would want for a Series 2 of the Duelist would be these 3. These would be my 3 biggest wants and desires. But what I could see them probably doing is this lineup here. Or I could possibly see Bakura put into this group as well. I see them really going heavily anime focused for the first one, because I think we're at like, we're coming up on like the 20th or something, or I don't know. We're coming up on some anniversary for Yu-Gi-Oh, I think. So they're doing, they partnered with these guys to do figures and stuff like that. Now, Duel Monsters. We got a lot that I would love to see. These are like a big group of them that I would love to see be made as figures. You got all the elemental heroes, specifically the original core ones: Playman, Bubbleman, Burstantrix, Avian, Sparkman, Flame Wingman, and Neos. Those are some big ones I would love to see. Gate Guardian, Celtic Guardian, Summon Skull, Blackluster Soldier, Dark Magician, Buster Blader, Guy the Fierce Knight. That one would be hard though because of the horse. I don't see them really making a articulated horse, so I feel like for Gaia, the route to go is probably to maybe get like a Mythic Legion horse and maybe customize it, paint it up, and like you might have to get somebody to 3D print the helmet here for it, or just don't put a helmet on Gaia. I don't know. Other ones I could love to see: Red Dragon Archfiend, Stardust Dragon. These ones might be a little complicated because they're very like, there's some craziness going on in the designs there. And you got all like Joey's classic, well, and then Cyber Dragon, he'd be kind of easy. Then all Joey's kind of classics there. I'd love to see Baby Dragon, Thousand Dragon, Time Wizard, Red Eyes, Gearfried, the Iron Knight. Those would all be cool ones. Flame Swordsman. But a little bit of a thing that I do want to talk about though is the fact that with the human figures not having articulated legs or anything like that, I'm a little more worried for somebody like the Dark Magician or Blackluster Soldier or Buster Blader. Would they give them a knee joint? Would they give them ankle rockers, stuff like that? I would hope that they almost do these later, the humanoid ones, because they're going to need a lot of articulation, or some nicer articulation, at least make them work. Something like Red Eyes could get away with just a shoulder articulation, maybe a hip articulation, one knee, and then the wings if they could. You know, you don't really need much else. Maybe a joint or two in the neck, and maybe a joint or two in the tail. But people like the Elemental Heroes or Dark Magician, they would use whatever a normal human would probably take for articulation, plus a little bit more. This would be my most wanted group of figures right here. I would love to see them do Stardust Dragon, Sparkman. Out of all the Elemental Heroes, him and Neos are my two favorites. Cyber Dragon would be cool. Red Eyes, Blackluster Soldier, Time Wizard. I think he'd just be funny and cool to have it, like kind of like that 6-inch scale or whatever, 7-inch scale. And then Dark Magician for sure. Dark Magician is my all-time favorite Yu-Gi-Oh monster card, whatever thing from Yu-Gi-Oh. I would love to get it. I have the Figma Dark Magician girl. I need a Dark Magician to go with her. So, and these are the kind of like 6 if they kept that core group. Like same thing like the Duelist, I showed 3. This is kind of like 6 that I could see them hitting up next if they were to kind of go in line with, like, let's say those 6 dual monsters that they've already showed, Exodia, all of them, were like wave 1 and they all released together, or like release them like 2 at a time or something like this. I could kind of see these 6 being the next picked ones if they stick with like classic Yu-Gi-Oh. Now, if they break out of classic Yu-Gi-Oh, I could definitely see them doing Neos really fast, because Neos is I think he's a very popular, you know, elemental hero or card in general. But yeah, those are kind of just my picks. That's my little thoughts on this and everything like that. You know, let me know in the comments below, what do you think about this? I am pretty excited that we're actually getting Yu-Gi-Oh figures. You know, we haven't had them since early 2000s when they did like the little like play feature ones and stuff like that. I got a lot of those actually, I think, in a bin in our crawl space still, and I got a couple of them actually out in the room. I have the old like play effects, like blast effect Blue Eyes that like shot out a little missile out of its mouth and stuff like that. And I have the old no articulation Dark Magician, but I would love to see more. You know, these are I'm not really too hyped about the Duelists, but I am very excited for the monsters. I'm looking forward to these for sure. Specifically the Blue Eyes and the Wing Dragon Hurrah looks nice. I wish it was a little more golden. But Obelisk, Blue Eyes, and Slifer are definitely my 3 most wanted. So let me know what you guys think about all that. It's pretty cool that, you know, after 20 some years, we're finally getting, you know, representation for cool like articulated action figures for Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, and Digimon. It took us a while, but we're there. I feel like it's because everybody that wanted these things as kids are now adults, and we're like, they're designing them, you know, because they're like, I wanted this as a kid, so now they're out there making them. So that's cool. Either way, I'm excited that we're getting these. Again, company that's making them Phatmojo, $15 and $25 a piece, and possibly Target exclusive. So let me know if you find any of these in the wild. Let me know how they are, and I'll try and review them whenever I could find them and get a hold of them. But yeah, what's your favorite one? You know, what's your favorite duelist out of the group there? What's your most wanted duelist that you'd love to see them get make in the future? Most wanted duel monster that you'd love to see made in the future? And out of the 6 that they showed, which one do you want the most? So all right, hopefully this helped. Be on the lookout, check your targets. I'll be checking mine. I did see the duelist have, I think, potentially links on Twitter, or not Twitter, Target, but they're not available. They all say sold out, so maybe I'll put them in the description. I don't know if I remember. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Don't know when this will come out, but I'll see you in the next one. Oh, and if this did help in any way and you're looking forward to these, would always appreciate a like and subscribe. It does help out the channel. Do greatly appreciate it. And I'll catch you in whatever other discussion or review comes next. See you guys. Bye.